Hey guys, what's going on? Thanks for joining me today. I'm Mark, this is Spiguyver Backpacking, and today we're going to be talking a little bit more about instant coffee. I know when I say instant coffee, it doesn't really spark these grand visions or the image of a good cup of coffee, but my aim, my goal for a while now has been to find the best instant cup of coffee out there, the ultimate instant cup of coffee. And if you watched one of my last videos, it was the Ozark Highlands trip. Rain Man and I did a taste test of 8 or 9 different coffees on that trip, and there were 2 that kind of stood out. Today we're going to be talking a little bit more about one of those companies. Today we will be talking about Waka coffee. So I've got a cup made up right here. I'm going to start sipping on this, getting those flavors, those notes into my head so we can talk about it. So let's go. All right, so what I've got right here is a freshly done up cup of the Waka coffee. Unlike many of the instants that are out there, the ones that people like and take out on their hikes with them, their backpacking trips, a lot of people really lean towards the Starbucks Vias. I've found them to be very burnt tasting, a little too bitter. This cup is much different than that. It's a lot more a brewed cup of coffee. It's more complex, more flavorful. It has a brightness to it, and it's enjoyable. It is actually an enjoyable cup of coffee. I'm not on the trail right now, as you can tell, but I still enjoy this. I mean, this is something I could drink in the morning to get me going without having to be on the trail, without it having to be something like that. It's just a really nice cup of coffee. So the way that they do it, this is 100% Arabica beans. They are freeze dried. This is Colombian. Now right now I can only find one flavor, which is the Colombian coming out of Waka. There are other companies that we will talk about on a different video that have a lot more variations, varieties that you can choose from. But for now, what they have works, and so why change it? So it's available in 2 different methods. You could get the box, which has 8 1/10 of an ounce servings. So they come in these little packets, just like this. So that's the packet it comes in, and you get 8 of them in this box. Or if you want to do bulk, you can get the bag, and this bag is 3.5 ounces. And so you can portion it out. You could measure it, weigh it if you'd like, or if you want a little bit more flavor, add a little bit more. If you want it a little bit lighter, go a little bit lighter. If you want less than an 8 to 10 ounce cup of coffee, add less of it. So you get a little bit more freedom to choose how you do it if you go with the bag. So it says it's a medium roast, smooth-bodied, well-balanced coffee with notes of citrus. And I do get some of those notes. It's that brightness. That brightness that I spoke of is that citrus kind of coming through. So here's a look at what the coffee actually looks like. So I am using a very light-colored coffee mug. And so as you rip open the package and pour it in, you can see it down in the bottom. And it's not the fine powder that you see with a lot of the others, like the Starbucks Vias, the Folgers. A lot of those were a very fine powder. This is not the fine powder. It's bigger chunks, but as soon as I pour the water in, it goes ahead and it dissolves instantly. You can see as I stir it, I'll stir it and just kind of show you It is fully dissolved. There are no chunks floating around in there, and it actually creates a little bit of a nice head to it, something reminiscent of a good espresso, a good poured espresso or a shot of espresso. So yeah, that's my initial take on this. Add water, give water, Waka coffee. It's done out of California. They're in Walnut, California, and doing good things. I really am a fan of this one. It is one of very few that will continue to go out with me. Now, I do still have others that I'm testing. Some other people have recommended other ones, and so there are some that are still possibilities, things that I'm considering and things that I'm working on. But this one has made the cut. It is far above anything else out there I've tested. The instants that have been in the current circulation, this one far exceeds those, and I know that others that I've talked to have gone out and purchased this off of my recommendation after seeing the last video where we did the comparison, and they have been pleasantly surprised at the quality of instant coffee this is. While I do feel there may be a few that edge it out because of variety choices and maybe the flavor, the cup notes that are in there, cost-wise, this one fits in really well with backpackers and is a little bit more on the affordable side. So, what are my overall impressions of this? Great cup of coffee. This is a cup of coffee that you don't have to be on the trail to enjoy. It is enjoyable anytime. If you travel a lot with work and you can't find a good cup of coffee, or you don't want to hit a different coffee shop every time you go out, these may be something you think about picking up just to take on those trips with you. Great, smooth cup of coffee. And for those of you who are looking for something a little bit better, a little bit more palatable while you're out on the trail, I would absolutely recommend hitting up Waka Coffee and getting yourself some of these. The search is not over, but this one is one that will remain in rotation while the other ones that I've tried in the past get swept away, and we aren't going to talk about those anymore. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please go down below, leave a thumbs up, comment on this video, let me know what you're thinking. And if you haven't before, subscribe to this channel. I would appreciate the support. I will see you guys down the trail.